my truck won't start. Let me see that. Oh. You guys can tell I got a lot of air in the system. What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. As always, today I was actually hesitant on whether or not I should post this because it's kind of a weird story, but I figured I'd just fill you guys in anyways. I was at work and my FASS fuel system, the water separator, before I was actually going to do like a cool YouTube video during my lunch break, and I was like, you know what the heck, I haven't drained the water separator in a while, so I decided I was going to crack it open. However, the drain on the water separator right here, as you guys can see right here, this little tube, if you were to open it up, the excess water from that fuel that's separated, it would have leaked out. I took a set of pliers to loosen it a little bit. It actually broke that part, which of course leaked out fuel everywhere. Air got into the fuel and then I wasn't able to start the truck. So that's what was going on. I was stranded at work, and then I did luckily have a couple filters laying around in the garage that I was planning on doing a YouTube video on how to install fuel filters. So anyways, my wife drove to work and she brought me the filters, and I turned my camera on since I had it with me to share it with you guys. So that's kind of what's going on. So yeah, I jammed a bolt up in it just to stop it from leaking at that point, and then I had to bleed the system, and then now I'm back home. So I'm gonna back up now. This is a fast forward. You guys can watch that and then tell me what you guys think. Stuff happens. So my truck won't start. My lovely wife brought these for me. They were in my truck for a reason. And let me show you what's going on here.
They weren't in your truck, they were in the garage.
Oh, they're in the garage. Won't start. So, okay, so this is what happened. I went to empty my water separator. As you guys can see, there's a bolt in there. There's a reason for that. I just stopped it from leaking. That's all I did. But I took that screw off and I literally broke it off. So I just jammed a bolt in there for right now so it won't leak out. But right now the truck is not building fuel pressure at this point, so I got to install new filters. So my wife came to the rescue during work to do this, so thank you for that. So I don't know if you guys can see that. That's pretty freaking gross. I should have replaced that a long time ago. But don't let your filters go bad, especially in northern states that use salt on the roads, because that's what it's gonna do right there. So recommended 30,000 miles. Well, actually it's less than that, but that's what happens. So I would say recommended 10 to 15,000 miles. But the fuel filters, the water separators are 30, but the fuel filters are 10 to 15 if I'm not mistaken. So yep, so I'm gonna screw on some new filters here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack it just a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn the key over, and then it's just going to squirt out, and then I'm going to go ahead and tighten it. What I'm doing is I'm just filling the fuel filter full of fuel just to purge the air out of it, and then I'm going to go ahead and just hand tighten it. That's all I'm going to do. That's how I build pressure anyways. I know it's messy, but it works.
The smell of diesel fuel.
That smells great. That's why I wear gloves.
Yeah. Is it leaking?
Yeah, I crack it a little bit and just let the air purge out of there. Sometimes it really squirts out pretty good, but that's how you know that you have the fuel in there, I guess. Should have put a drip pan down, so I'll go ahead and shovel all this up and get rid of the dirt. But that's how I do it. Now let's try to start it. Which it probably won't start. I'm not really doing a how-to right now, but let me see that. Oh, you guys can tell I got a lot of air in the system from that. So I backed it off. It's leaking pretty good, I know. All right. Next what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pump it like crazy until fuel comes out of there, and then I'll go ahead and tighten it up, and then I'll tighten up this bleeder screw right here once fuel starts spewing out of there. What I'm doing right now is I'm just making sure the filter's full of fuel at the moment. So, just tighten that little bleeder screw on the fuel filter housing. We'll see if it's gonna start up. A little rough, but it works. That's how I do it.
Wife to the rescue.
Thanks, honey. Appreciate it.
Worked out.
I was left stranded. I went to, like a dummy, I went to bleed it while I was at work, and then the water out of the water separator, and it literally, that screw just snapped off. But thank you, honey, for coming to the rescue. She came to my work to bring me the filters. They were in my garage, so I was almost left stranded. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and delete that fuel filter. I'm gonna go ahead and put a cap on it. I'll show you guys how to do that. So I only have to install one filter instead of two fuel filters. I think it's a little ridiculous that I have two fuel filters right now. I'll explain more of that later. Really quick video, guys. I wanted to do a cool send it video for you with the Duramax now that we have the new turbo in there, but obviously I had this issue right here and it's getting late and I want to go home. If you guys are interested in installing a lift pump or a fast fuel system on your truck, one thing to know here is that you actually have a relay that is tied in with the motor of the pump itself, and if the pump was to fail and it didn't work, it would not leave you stranded. The fuel would still consistently flow to your engine, so you'd be fine. With mine, my water separator actually broke and it was allowing air to get into the fuel system, and that's why my truck wouldn't start. So I had to put a new water separator and well, I didn't really need to put a new fuel filter on, but I did it anyway since I was right there. But that's something that I want you to understand. If you guys do get a lift pump, you will not be stranded. Don't worry about it. That was just a fluke accident that ended up happening. But it's always good to have new filters inside of your truck, like in your back seat, just in case something like that happens, and also a relay switch. Update on the 68mm Ryan's Diesel Service Street Turbo that I installed on the Duramax. Guys, I know you guys have been asking me these questions, but you gotta understand I'm trying to do the break-in process, which I'm getting very close to. I don't wanna give you guys any bad info and say it is the best turbo out there. I don't wanna do that. I don't want to do that because it's going to give me a bad name, and I don't want you guys to waste your money on useless crap. What I will tell you is since I've installed this 68mm turbo, I have been extremely impressed. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. The MPGs have gained 1 MPG, I've noticed, which is pretty surprising. With it being semi-laggy, I've noticed that the MPG has increased. Throttle response, spooling, what else? Drivability's been great. I have not towed with it yet. I'm taking it easy, guys. I'm going to give it honestly, I'm gonna give about 50 more miles. I don't wanna get too impatient. Now, if I do lift ahead, like you guys were telling me, if I do blow a head gasket, I don't want that to happen, but if it does happen, it's gonna add more content to the channel because I'm gonna be studying it, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do head gaskets on a Duramax, which I'm sure there's some YouTube videos out there, but I wanna give you guys a close, clear, and concise way on how I do it. So, yeah, and it's just gonna add more content to the channel. But other than that, guys, that's all I have. I promise you I will give you guys a better update on the turbo once I really start driving, so just please be patient with me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you guys so much for watching the channel. You guys are awesome. I will see you on the next video. Take care.